Shay's taking pictures like Felix Unger, man. She's killing it today. And remember, we have our amazing Autumn Dining Series #1. It's at Giuseppe's Ristorante Italiano on Oracle and Rudisill. This is a private dinner. You have to buy your tickets beforehand. If I haven't sent you the square, Tony's got a thing called a witchcraft called a QR code up there. If you put your camera up to it, it'll give you the link and you press it with your button, with your finger, and it takes you right to buy your tickets. Usually Giuseppe's opens mid-afternoon on Sunday. Josh is opening it up for us for a 12 noon, have the restaurant to ourselves. There's no menu. Don't ask for gluten-free something. It ain't happening. I'm sorry, Pat. And what will happen is, well, you can still come. We figured it out the other at Reforma. So anyway, you can come, Pat. I want you to come. But basically just like pans of lasagna, cannoli, or just waves of food. We're going to eat family style. Play a little Sinatra, Tony Bennett. Please join us. It's September 28th, 12 noon, Oracle and Rudisill. Good morning to Kristen Sharp.
Good morning, Chris.
President and CEO. Mm-hmm. Do you really need both?
I don't know. I've asked that since the beginning of taking this position.
I like CEO.
Yeah. Sometimes when, you're just trying to get through the introductions quickly, I just shorten it to CEO.
Well played.
Yeah.
Well played. We were talking about how you and I like the filter that David's using on the cameras here.
Oh, isn't it? It makes us like tan and nice and glowy.
She's thinking like maybe she's a little pale coming in, but right now she's got a Saint-Tropez.
Yeah. I haven't been to the beach in a while. I'm not really sure where this came from, but I'll take it.
I don't know what Sam Morano's doing over there. So you and I have seen each other like 3-4 times now in a week. We went to a tourism analysis together. You had a wonderful tax forum.
Yes.
Usually I never say the word wonderful tax forum, but it was very nice.
Thank you.
That was on Thursday, and then here we are together where we talked about I like to use the word slew. A slew of taxes coming Oro Valley resident and also business people's lives. And so that you collabed, as we like to say, with the town on this presentation. So explain for us, please, what's coming down. Give me an overview of the taxes, and then what's the timing of what they're talking about, and then we'll break down each thing.
Okay.
Please.
So, broad overview. Town financials are a bit tight, and projections are tight, and mainly with the capital plan, it's in the negative 5 years out. And so town council asked town staff to say, hey, can you take a look at municipalities around us and see what they're doing that we are not, that we could also implement? So town staff did that. They went out, they looked at Tucson, Marana, Sahuarita, and they found 3 taxes that were being implemented in each of those municipalities that Oro Valley currently does not implement. And so they pulled the numbers together, they brought them back, and they said, here, this is what we found. This is how it could affect Oro Valley's coffers, so to say.
And then the timing of it is, I know I don't know if there's any more meetings before a study session.
So this week, so tomorrow actually, I believe, is one of the study sessions. I'm going to have to look up the
All right, you keep talking. I'll look it up.
Timeline.
Yeah.
But I know that there's a couple of different things happening. So there's those 3 new taxes that we can talk about here in a minute.
Yep.
But then there is also increased fees. There's parks and rec fees that are being looked at being increased, and then there's stormwater fees. And there's a couple more rules with the stormwater fees. Like it has to be presented to the public, and then 60 days, I think maybe is what they said, then it can be voted on. So that one's got a little bit of a different timeline than everything else. But I believe October 15th is when council is going to be voting on the 3 taxes and the parks and rec fees.
Okay. So we'll figure out the timing of it. Maybe at the next break we'll figure it out. But I want to get into it. So I know they want to increase fees for parks and rec. Even though the Parks and Rec golf fee, they said they didn't need anymore to pay for a golf course, but we're going to throw it back in the general fund. Is that what they did?
Well,
am I misreading
so I'm going to be completely frank with you. I haven't looked into the Parks and Rec fees a ton because they're not really going to affect the business community, right? So we've kind of shuffled that one off to the side and paid attention to the other ones. But yes, you're correct in that the half-cent sales tax, that was, gosh, when was that voters voted on that?
They didn't vote on it. That was the one that Satish did for the golf
Oh, you're
course.
You're right. So the half-cent sales tax, that just got moved from golf and community center and Parks and Rec to the general fund. So, but it's my understanding that Parks and Rec fees haven't been increased in almost a decade. Neither has stormwater fees. So I think it's probably, it's overdue. I don't know if the percentages are correct, but.
I guess my thing on park fees would always be about field fees in a way, right? Because how does that play in relation to, we're talking about, we want to get into more sports tourism regionally. How does that play against the Pima County fields and things like that? And that would affect business because if somehow that was a barrier for tournaments to do, or to move tournaments or create new tournaments, that would hurt sales tax collection from your members.
Absolutely. I think it would have more of an effect if there was a big tournament group that uses Oro Valley Fields currently for tournaments, but they don't. They're always going down to Keno, those soccer tournaments, the lacrosse tournaments.
One of the biggest sins is that CDO Soccer Club that was born in Oro Valley, does their CDO Classic at Keno. Which is actually sad and pathetic. But we'll talk about it. Now, one of the questions I asked at the meeting at your tax forum is I asked Dave the Gephardt, who's the finance guy, I said, hey, when was the last time we did a audit of expenses? Do we have too many employees? Where are we on that? Are we spending our money wisely? And he said, I've been here for 5.5 years, and I'm telling you, he said it, we've never done anything like that. So, to me, if you're going to come looking for new taxes, and we still have people working from home in Oro Valley also, I'd be kind of like, maybe you should get that one out of your system first.
Well, and I thought that was a good question. I wrote it, I was taking notes and I wrote it down. I was like, excellent question, because, as a government, to be fiscally responsible, you have to be evaluating those things on a regular basis. So hopefully that just kind of made something clicked.
And your members, to survive and thrive, are constantly evaluating their expenses.
Constantly.
And so what we have is we have a government that's asking these people to pay more money without evaluating their expenses. I just find that sad. So, all right, what's the first tax that's on your... We're talking to Kristen Sharp from the Oro Valley Chamber. If you are listening on the app and can't see our big giant names on a screen here. So you can call 520-771-5101, or I will check things in the world of the live chat. So what's the first one on your list there, young lady?
First tax is a use tax, which is, I think, probably the most difficult to understand out of the three. So if you are a business or even a private citizen and you purchase something out of state that you are not paying sales tax on, when you bring it back into state, or so if you purchase a vehicle, you don't pay sales tax on it because it's wherever it's at. When you register that, you have to pay a use tax with the state of Arizona. Currently, the state of Arizona has a use tax. Don't ask me what the percentage is. I don't know.
Okay.
But businesses are already filing that with the state. Oro Valley would like to add a 2.5% use tax on top of whatever the state already does. And since the state, that one should be fairly easy. Because the state is already collecting those taxes. So it would just be an additional 2.5% that the state would collect and then give to Oro Valley.
So other than a car...
the most difficult to understand. From my understanding, businesses who are purchasing a lot of supplies and different things from out of the state, we would love if businesses could source their things locally. Of course, because then that sales tax goes to the local economy. But when you can't get things locally, then you have to look elsewhere. And especially if it makes sense for your business, if you can get something for a quarter of the price in New Mexico than you can here, you got to make that fiscal choice, what's best for your business. And so if they're getting supplies elsewhere, then that could impact the bottom line.
Who the hell? This is not an answer to you. Oh, so it's the idea that even Roche, you guys would be idiots to say we bought this stuff in another state and go, hey, Oro Valley, can you bang us for 2.5% on this?
Well, I mean, it's.
I don't know
how to track it.
The other communities have such things. Is that what's going on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Marana has a 2.5% use tax. Sahuarita has a 2% use tax. The city of Tucson has a 2.6% use tax, and Oro Valley is proposing 2.5%. So kind of right on the higher end of what's already there.
Weird. I mean, I gotta ask my Marana and Sahuarita friends, how's it working out for you? Mm-hmm. Are these people truly going, I bought a bunch of raw material in New Mexico, and I decided I just want to let you guys know, could you tax me an extra 2%
and I don't know, and that was one of my questions. I'm like, I don't know how that's going to be tracked or enforced. How do you do that? How does the state of Arizona currently do that? I don't have those answers. I don't know that town staff has those answers currently because I didn't get a great answer, but they might. So
okay,
yeah.
All right, let's do this. Tony, take us to break, visit some great sponsors. We're hanging out with Kristen Sharp from the Oro Valley Chamber of Commerce. We're learning about a slew of new taxes coming your way in Oro Valley for citizens and business owners. And what we will do is I'll have David carve this up into one little chunk of just this interview, and then you can get it out to your members. And then
Great.
If you're a citizen and you want to review or you want to share it with your neighbors, we'll make that happen for you too. So that was one of my big reasons for doing this interview today. So Kristen Sharp, Christy, Simone, and you're on the Live the Dream Media Network.
You're listening to Wake Up with Christy Simone on Live the Dream Media Network. Now a word from our sponsors.
Hello, I'm Kari from Southern Arizona Cleaning and Supply. We continue to offer premium commercial cleaning services, and now we have expanded our storefront, moving into Suite 104. Everyone can benefit from our professional cleaning and janitorial supplies at the most competitive prices. Stop by and let us help you select the products to keep your home and business spotless. We are locally owned and operated and have been proud to call Tucson our home for over 3 decades. Southern Arizona Cleaning and Supply, 1801 South Alvernon, Suite 104, or call us at 520-495-4097.
This unflavored collagen powder by Long Life Protein helps you stay strong, look great, and keep moving. Each serving gives you 10 grams of protein and 2 essential types of collagen, type 1 and 3. It's carefully selected to support smoother skin, healthier hair, stronger nails, and joints that keep up with your day. As we age, collagen levels naturally decline, so staying consistent is key to seeing real benefits. Ours is sourced from 100% grass-fed, pasture-raised bovine. No sugar, no carbs, no taste. Just a fine collagen powder that stirs into coffee, tea, or warm water without a trace. Made with one ingredient you can trust and 35 servings per container, it's an easy upgrade to your daily routine.
Order yours today at www.longlifeprotein.com or stop by Diet of Hope at 50 East Croydon Park Road. Diet of Hope Institute approved.
Looking for the best outdoor patio in Tucson? Look no further than St. Philip's Plaza at the southeast corner of River and Campbell, where you can sip on Tucson's finest collection of whiskey at Union Public House, brunch 7 days a week at Reforma Modern Mexican Mezcal and Tequila, and experience our newest restaurant, Proof, proudly serving house-made pasta and artisanal pizza. Enjoy live music and dine under the stars with Union, Reforma, and Proof. Join us at St. Philip's Plaza.
Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek Cookies, CopperCreekCookies.net. We can print anything on our soft vanilla logo cookies. We deliver them and other sweet treats locally. We are located at 4249 West Ina Road, Suite 121. Call us 520-300-1131. We bake smiles. Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek Cookies, CopperCreekCookies.net.
This is an urgent message from the Daniel Gutierrez for Congress campaign. The CD7 special election's going on right now. If you haven't voted yet, now's the time to do it. If you think you're on the early voter list and you haven't received your ballot, it's time to take action. Head over to the Pima Votes website where you can find early voting sites and drop-off boxes. Pima Vote site also has map and listing of all the Election Day vote centers, which are open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. September 23rd. This is going to be a tough election. Every vote counts. Make sure you're part of the change that needs to happen in Southern Arizona CD7. Make sure you vote and vote for Daniel Gutierrez, paid for by Gutierrez for U.S. Congress.
In Marana, community isn't just where we live, it's who we are. And at the heart of it all is the Marana Chamber of Commerce. We are building a thriving community through connected business leadership. We start the month bright and early with Marana Mornings, sparking real conversations and connections. We celebrate growing networks at our 4th Tuesday Mixers, hosted in exciting spaces. We unite visionaries and leaders at Impact Marana, driving meaningful progress together. We look ahead with Marana Insights, hearing directly from regional voices about what's next for our town. And we serve, through the passion of our board of directors and ambassadors, creating a culture of belonging through service and leadership. Because of our members, we're not just doing more, we're becoming more. Together, we're shaping the future of Marana. We are the Marana Chamber of Commerce.
When exploring America's best city for Mexican food, start off at one of the best, El Taco Rustico. Chef Juan Almanza is crafting some of the best dishes in Tucson at 2 locations, Grant and Oracle and the new Rustico Dos at Park and Silver Lake. Everything on the menu is a standout, from the shrimp rojitos, costilla beef ribs, to Arizona's best birria. Head over to Rustico Dos for Juan's amazing smoked brisket, pulled pork and ribs, plus all your Mexican favorites. For more, check out tacorustico.com.
Welcome back to Wake Up with Christy Simone on Live the Dream Media Network. Now back to our show.
Hi. Oh, here we go. Shay's taking more pictures. Like she's like a family on vacation. Hold on, I need her microphone, please. Yes, Kristen.
Shay's camera probably doesn't have the cool filter on it, like this does right here. So she probably needs to get a couple of extra ones.
She looks like a family from Iowa at the Grand Canyon. That's what Shay's doing right now. Amazing. All right, welcome back to Live the Dream Media. You're on Wake Up with Christy Simone. Ron Arenas is coming up with Southwest Flavor. And Ron is going, here's a hint. Ron's going to text me with what's on Southwest Flavor very soon so I can let everybody know. Wink, wink. And that's coming up at 9 o'clock. My boys from Desert Rose Tax are coming up at 8 o'clock, Ed and Tim. And we're going to be talking about tax changes from the Big Beautiful Bill, how it interacts with politics. We'll talk tariffs. We'll go deep with the boys coming up at 8 o'clock. But right now we're going through the fees and taxes proposal from the town of Oro Valley with Kristen Sharp from the Oro Valley Chamber. And what's the chamber? What's your chamber website so people?
OroValleyChamber.com. Pretty easy.
Nice and easy.
Yep.
Brian, time to get a little Doge action up in Oro Valley. I'm telling you, when the guys said they haven't done an audit of their workforce in 5.5 years. I didn't use the words Doge, but I like an audit. Just call me old-fashioned.
Okay.
Old-fashioned D. Simone.
Never hurts.
What's our next one, young lady?
Next one, telecommunications tax. 2.5% across the board. So this one will directly affect residents because if you have a cell phone,
yes,
it's an extra, if you pay $100 a month, it's $2.50.
Just a little bit here and a little bit there.
A little bit here, a little bit there. So obviously, it would go on your cell phone bill through your provider, and then that would go to the town of Oro Valley. But I was surprised to hear that this tax actually for those businesses who have, there's a couple who have thousands of employees.
Yeah.
And they provide them all with cell phones.
Right.
That this tax actually would have more of an impact than any of the other ones.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Think about it.
For the town. Well, does the town pay taxes? I don't know.
Probably not. They don't. But so seriously,
Yeah.
A lot of these companies are providing cell phones for their
Oro Valley
employees.
Hospital, Roche, you know, a lot of staff, like administrative staff at Amphi, they all get cell phones.
A famous line on this show from years ago when the county was looking at jacking up some fees, and I remember Doug Martin called up when Chuck Huckleberry was on the show, and he just said, well, it's just another latte. And he also told them to make more money. You guys just make more money. And again, so that's what happened.
Does he live in Oro Valley?
No, he doesn't. But it's the idea that all these things add up. Mm-hmm. Right? And we do have a bunch
absolutely
of... And we have fixed income seniors in Oro Valley. And what happens is, while it's going to hit your members and the business owners of Oro Valley, what's going to happen is eventually the residents pay for it.
The residents, always, you know,
Right.
and that I wanted to make that point too, that no matter how we're talking about how this is going to affect businesses directly, bottom line, it's going to affect residents.
Yeah.
Period. Because the costs always trickle down.
Always.
Always.
This is how it works. Mm-hmm. All right. And so 2.5% on every cell phone bill in Oro Valley.
Correct.
And everyone else is doing that already.
Let's see. Oh, Marana has a 4% telecommunications tax. They're kind of high. Sahuarita has a 2%. Tucson is 2.6.
As we like to say, everybody's doing it.
Everybody's doing it.
What's your next one?
Next one. Okay, so this one's kind of like the hot topic one, and that's the commercial rental tax.
Yeah.
2.5%. So if you have a rental of $5,000, you're going to pay an additional $125 each month for your rental, for your space. So yes, that's businesses. That's if you're renting a space. That's also for storage units.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Also for storage units.
So anyone has a storage unit inside Oro Valley, and we have like 3 or 4 of these things.
So many storage units.
I have one. That
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pay a few extra bucks for
Yep.
it.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the name of the nice lady who was 2 rows ahead of me, who was the commercial realtor?
Batoon Harrington.
Batoon. She's on some sort of organization of commercial realtors in town. I forgot. It's got a cool name. Okay?
Yes, she is.
And so she brought this up to her compadres, and she aggregated their comments about why this is not good for Oro Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if you have them there.
Mm-hmm.
You do. See, this is why she's the CEO, for God's sakes. So tell us what Batoon's aggregate of comments from commercial realtors, it really talks about Oro Valley currently, and where charging even more now for commercial rental space is not great.
Yeah, so she serves on the Metropolitan Pima Alliance and Pima County Real Estate Research Council. It includes commercial real estate investors, brokers, developers, home builders, property managers, attorneys, and other industry partners. And she aggregated those comments, and she said they all echo the sentiments. And frankly, most rooms and meetings she sits in now exclude Oro Valley as a viable consideration for doing business. I hate that.
As you should. Mrs. Oro Valley Chamber CEO.
Yeah, I do what I can to make Oro Valley a great place to do business, but it's I'm supporting the business community. It's not me. I know staff is working really hard to try and help businesses quickly open and do what they can to work with them. I've never heard. I always hear good things, but staff was so easy to work with, and they really helped me, and I was having issues with this, and so I feel like Oro Valley has taken some steps to try and come out of that non-business friendly persona that they have.
It's mixed results, I feel like. So
Yeah.
I had a couple of meetings with Bayer and Malini. Okay, so
Love them,
I
yeah.
went over to P&Z building over there. So they still have the bulletproof COVID glass up on the desk,
Oh, yeah.
right? And there's no one there. So I just decided I'm going to sign in. I always put a fake name. I put Casey Carter, former dead council guy, on there, see if anyone noticed. They didn't. No. And but at the same time, we named a watch after Casey. I just want to let everyone know that. But I just stood there for, I don't know, 9-10 minutes. And thank God someone had to go to the bathroom. They're like, oh, are you being helped? I said, well, I have a meeting with buyer 5 minutes ago, right? So that kind of gave me like, what if I'm someone who's trying to live the dream, as we say here at a media place, and I want to open my business, right? So I think of it's mixed on that. So, but in the end, right, isn't our cost per square foot still?
It's high.
It's the barrier to entry here. So what you're going to do is you're going to add another 2.5% to an already high barrier of entry. And and we keep seeing it in the general plan discussion. We saw it in the tourism. You keep hearing it over. We want more local dining spots. They want an El Taco Rustico. They want those kind of places to be in Oro Valley so they don't have to drive so far.
And things to do.
Right.
They want things to do. They want bowling and skating and indoor things to do when it's hot in the summer. But there's not enough people to support new business. There's not enough people to support the current business.
So even in the Children's Museum being in Oro Valley, that's subsidized by the taxpayer. Right? They're not. If Hillary von Allsburg had to make the decision to say, I'm going into Oro Valley without the government help, I don't know if she could pencil it.
Right. Well, and that's why she went into it's my understanding that's why they moved from where they were paying rent that they couldn't continue doing into the partnership with with Tohono Chul.
Right. I mean, that's the only way this kind of works. So and I hear it all the time about how expensive it is to rent in Oro Valley.
Yeah.
I get it.
To buy. It's expensive to do anything in Oro Valley.
We're beautiful.
The property taxes. I hear you all the time about county property taxes. Yep. I'm paying $8,000 in property taxes on our 2,000 square foot building.
Holy crap.
$8,000.
And it's been jacked up 3 to 4 times in a row during a high inflationary period. And my friend Rex and his friends keep telling me that they dropped the rate, but my tax bill keeps going up. I looked at my tax bill this year. I
just got it in the mail yesterday for my house. It went up.
Yep. $8,000 on a 2,000 square foot office.
Yeah.
That is wild and wacky, my friend.
Yeah, maybe I should look into that. I just got the bill the other day and I was like, what is this?
Well, you might have to appeal to Ms. Druby and see what she tells you.
Yeah.
I mean, she sent me that giant annual report. This is like an Italian Vogue. That's how. What is it?
I haven't seen that.
It was very weird. She sent it to Chris at Wake Up, right? But I've never used my home address for anything with the show. But it showed up at my house, but it said Chris Wake Up. You're stalking me, Druby. So anyway, this thing is, I'm telling you, that's like thick. This has got to be like a $15 piece.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people got the annual report.
I didn't.
Yeah, it's yours now. There you go.
Thanks. This is nice.
As we like to say, it's like the gift when you get on a game show. You get the home edition of Wake Up with Christy Simone, the annual report from Suzanne Druby. But again, get that through your heads, kids. She's paying $8,000. The chamber is paying $8,000 as a nonprofit for their building in Oro Valley. So if you own your building in Oro Valley, whether you're a renter or not a renter, what the hell are you paying? Right? And so when you already have high rents with high taxes like that, and Oro Valley opening your business on time is, I'm going to be generous today. It's a mixed result. Let's just call it that right now. Okay. And you want to throw another 2.5 on it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's not a good look.
Yeah. I struggle. Well, and I'm struggling with it because I'm a resident of Oro Valley, right? And I understand the need for increased revenue because we love our cops. We want to be safe. We want that quick response time. Yep. We want the call a cop, get a cop. I can't tell you how many people I know who have called the police department for non-police department related things and still somebody came out.
It's true.
It's true. So I know somebody who called the police department because there was a tarantula in front of his garage and he was afraid of it and he couldn't get out. So the police department came and moved the
I'll buy that guy a shovel if he needs one.
It was interesting. But anyways, and we love that. That is a community policing at its best.
It's true.
Love it. We have great roads in Oro Valley.
Yep.
Love that. And those two things cost money. And so I get it. I understand that that town staff, this is their solution, is trying to say, hey, like these are built in already to town code. These taxes are in town code already, just as 0%. So it's built in already. So they just want to change the percentage and do what other municipalities are doing. But other municipalities don't cost this much already to do business in.
So the other part of this is right back to the county and your taxes, right? So when I was on the Transportation Advisory Committee for the county, District 1, which we're in, right? It was historically we pay the most money in taxes, right? Just because we have higher property values. And then at the same time, we had the worst roads.
Did I see the other day a man was suing Pima County in District 1 because he fell on the roads and was injured? So there's a story it's on KOLD. It was done by, I don't know who Peyton May is, but what a great name. Sounds like someone from a teen drama on UPN or one of those stations. Catalina Foothills residents concerned about road conditions, right? And so this is the other part of it and this has to do with our town council has to work on this, and Jeff Wilkins, my soon-to-be new best friend. And what they need to do is they're talking about how we always had the bad roads. So they say that they have the pavement index, and they say we're at a 37, which says we're into poor condition, right? For a good portion of these roads. Well, why did they spend money? So here's the thing. They spend money on Pima County roads outside of Oro Valley, right? Because the city is supposed to take care of, but we're all taxpayers. So are we paying? So this is something that the town of Oro Valley and the incorporated towns have to say is, you're getting all this HERF VLT, but you're also pounding us for these taxes. $8,000 on a 2,000 square foot building. I'm gonna keep hitting that like a rented mule. Okay. And, but we don't get any help from, that's a question. I don't know. Someone from Oro Valley, are we getting money from Pima County to fix roads inside Pima County, inside of Oro Valley? Well, and then, I mean, you've got to look at RTA next and RTA and all of that kind of stuff. And yes, we get RTA funds, but
right. Well, it's
specifically for projects that benefit the whole region.
Right. And I think this new one coming up, we're getting a little smattering, but not much.
Right.
So anyway, we started with retail, the rental tax. So this nice lady, Batoon, is that her name?
Yep.
Batoon did a great job talking all these different comments from commercial realtors saying Oro Valley's too expensive, and we don't even look at it for major stuff. And God forbid you want to change a little bit of a use of a piece of dirt. The town has always been unbelievably stubborn on such things. I was part of a possible project just trying to smooth the roads for something up in the Innovation Park area. It was and it's still sitting empty. That was 3-4 years ago. It was sitting empty for 15 years before that. And now it's still sitting empty after the town's like, yeah, we're not interested in that. So, all right, let's do this. We're going to go to break. We got one more segment with Kristen Sharp from the Oro Valley Chamber. Again, 520-771-5101. And if there's any questions, hit me on the live chat. Let's see. I remember text enough already. Yeah, me too. Me too, Keith. Me too. All right, let's go visit some great sponsors. Ed and Tim coming from Desert Rose Tax at the top of the hour.
You're listening to Wake Up with Christy Simone on Live the Dream Media Network. Now a word from our sponsors.
Hola, I'm Fatima Campos, owner of Incas. With just one taste, you will understand why Peruvian cuisine is one of the best in the world. The blending of spices, international flavors, ingredients imported from Peru, fresh dishes, unique, authentic, and delicious. Incas Peruvian Cuisine, southwest corner of Sunrise and Cole. Visit us at incasperuviancuisine.com. Adios margaritas. Hola pisco sour.
September September is here. The kids are in school, football has started, and it's still hot in the old Pueblo. Picturock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing is your trusted, local, and family-owned air conditioning and plumbing service provider. We have been serving Tucson and the surrounding areas for over 24 years. Call Picturock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing at 520-492-0748 and go to picturockscooling.com to set up your next appointment online.
Picturock's Cooling, Heating.
When exploring America's best city for Mexican food, start off at one of the best, El Taco Rustico. Chef Juan Almanza is crafting some of the best dishes in Tucson at 2 locations, Grant and Oracle and the new Rustico Dos at Park and Silver Lake. Everything on the menu is a standout, from the shrimp rojitos, costilla beef ribs, to Arizona's best birria. Head over to Rustico Dos for Juan's amazing smoked brisket, pulled pork and ribs, plus all your Mexican favorites. For more, check out tacorustico.com.
This is an urgent message from the Daniel Gutierrez for Congress campaign. The CD7 special election's going on right now. If you haven't voted yet, now's the time to do it. If you think you're on the early voter list and you haven't received your ballot, it's time to take action. Head over to the Pima Votes website where you can find early voting sites and drop-off boxes. Pima Vote site also has map and listing of all the Election Day vote centers, which are open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. September 23rd. This is going to be a tough election. Every vote counts. Make sure you're part of the change that needs to happen in Southern Arizona CD7. Make sure you vote and vote for Daniel Gutierrez, paid for by Gutierrez for U.S. Congress.
Monsoon season is almost here. Is your roof ready? Don't wait for a leak to show up before trying to find a roofer during roofing's busiest time of year. Call Blueprint Home Services today to schedule a free pre-monsoon inspection. Our number is 520-525-2555. Blueprint Home Services offers free, fast estimates, price lock guarantees, and the longest workmanship warranty in Tucson. Again, that number is 520-525-2555. You can also book an appointment at blueprinthomeservice.com. Blueprint Home Services is licensed, bonded, insured, and trusted. AZROC number 322635.
When water damage in Marana strikes unexpectedly, it's important to respond quickly and efficiently. Voda Cleaning and Restoration provides fast, efficient water mitigation and mediation services to protect your home and prevent further damage. We manage every aspect of the restoration process, including water extraction, structural repairs, and mold prevention and remediation. We also offer expert cleaning services to restore your home to a clean and healthy condition. If the water damage is covered by insurance, we'll work directly with your provider to simplify the claims process. Our goal is to make the entire experience as stress-free as possible. Don't wait, act fast to prevent further issues and costly repairs. Ask about our expert floor cleaning services. You will be impressed. Give Clint Bolin a call at 520-891-7235.
Looking for the best outdoor patio in Tucson? Look no further than St. Philip's Plaza at the southeast corner of River and Campbell, where you can sip on Tucson's finest collection of whiskey at Union Public House, brunch 7 days a week at Reforma Modern Mexican Mezcal and Tequila, and experience our newest restaurant, Proof, proudly serving house-made pasta and artisanal pizza. Enjoy live music and dine under the stars with Union, Reforma, and Proof. Join us at St. Philip's Plaza.
Hi, it's Bill Ding here, first caller.
Hey, Bill. I love doing DIY projects. Is Gerson's only for professionals?
No way. Gerson's has tons to offer the do-it-yourselfer. Come check out our furniture and old doors. Perfect for projects.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Next caller.
Help, Bill. We're remodeling our home and the big box stores are just too expensive. What can we find at Gerson's?
At Gerson's, you'll find cabinets, ceiling fans, tons of sinks, and ceramic tile, and 5-gallon buckets of paint in a multitude of colors. Online at gersonsbuildingmaterials.com or 4726 South Country Club, just north of Irvington.
Welcome to Tucson Strength, or as we like to say, welcome home. We are Tucson's locally owned gym that was built out of a passion for strength. Our goal isn't to slam our gym full of people for the lowest price possible. We are here for those that want a focused training environment with the best equipment around, and a supportive community that is tired of the big box gym scene.
Discover the power of 88 Crime, where your anonymous tips are rewarded with cash.
When you call in anonymously with the tip, you are given a code.
With the code and a password, you can walk into a bank and redeem your reward anonymously. If your anonymous tip results in a felony arrest, you can claim up to $2,500 cash reward. Let's stop the silence on crime and strive for a safer community. For more information, please visit 88crime.org or call 88crime.
Welcome back to Wake Up with Christy Simone on Live the Dream Media Network. Now back to our show.
That's north of where the Starbucks would have been. Hello there. It's Collect Rocks Day. So, of course, the theme from Rocky. See me, oh clever, oh clever. We're hanging out and getting educated on the slew of taxes and fees coming your way in the great town of Oro Valley. And again, my favorite nugget of info we found out is the chamber is paying $8,000 a year in property taxes for a 2,000 square feet office.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm doing my budget right now. Yeah. So.
Wow.
Yeah, that was great.
Wowie, wow.
Yeah.
Let's talk. We got. What's our next one on our list?
That's it. So those are the three taxes. So let's do a recap for those of you who are just joining us.
And then there's stormwater fees is another one. But, and that would affect your businesses on their stormwater bill.
Yes. So let's see. I wrote it down. So 7,000 gallons of water equals about $4 in stormwater.
Okay.
So your average user isn't going to see that much of an increase.
Where are we paying our Where am I paying my stormwater fees now? It's just on my regular water bill?
Yep, it's in your water bill and all of that. So the stormwater fee money goes back to stormwater. So it is a self-funding type of like the stormwater fees aren't going to go into a capital fund or a Parks and Rec fund or the general fund. It would strictly be for stormwater usage.
I got to get the nice gentleman from Stormwater on because he has to explain to me because usually washes and stuff are Pima County's problem, right? So why do we have an extra stormwater? This is not a question. This is just a big question for me. I got to get this young man on.
Yeah.
I thought it seemed like a very nice guy who didn't want to do a presentation, but that's not his job.
Well, and he was he was very brief, but he explained it. And I think the thing that got me is he provided a picture of a before and an after of this is what stormwater does. So there was this drainage, it was completely destroyed. And so the water was eroding, causing issues. And then they come in, they fix it, they fix the drainage, they add in the concrete and the support and whatever. And that's what stormwater does. It helps to mitigate the effects of stormwater.
Correct. That one we can have a discussion on for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the idea that I feel like the moment the gentleman told me that we've done nothing on our side of the ledger to make sure that the local government's running efficiently. That part was a non-starter for me in a little bit because so even if one day as I gonna run for council here and get on the council. If I'm gonna talk about raising someone's taxes, I better be sure that we're tight on our side.
Mm-hmm.
You can't ask people to take more money out of their income, hard-earned income, if we're not efficient as hell on our side.
Mm-hmm. And you would hope that's being done in the budget process every year,
right? But usually it's not. Usually we just look at the year before, then we add in a little 2-3%, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when I heard that we still have people working from home in Oro Valley, that's a problem. Right, because this is not 4 years ago, right? Are the people working at home? Do I need when I go to meetings now behind the in the main town council? It's like a morgue in there. It's so quiet. There's nobody there. It seems like maybe they're just all hiding in their offices. The mean guys walking through, so maybe they all hide on.
They
me.
heard you were there.
So anyway, I'm glad that you're out there trumpeting that these things are coming because, the town, I think they're doing a solid job trying to get it out there.
They are, and it's not my job to tell businesses what to think. It's my job to ask businesses what they think, to give them the facts and say, hey, this is what's happening. let me know how this is going to affect your business. Are you okay with paying these taxes? Are you not okay with paying these taxes? Let me know. I will let the town know, or you let the town know, and so I'm that conduit between what is best for my members and the business community as a whole. And then I can take that information to the town and say, hey, this is a great idea, or this is not a good idea at all, and helping provide information.
All right, so switching gears a little bit, you were at this tourism analysis thing that we went to on the 10th.
Yeah.
What was your impressions of what you saw, what you heard?
I heard a lot of ideas. I mean, a lot of ideas. I wish the ideas would have been more tailored specifically to Oro Valley instead of, here's a bunch of things that maybe we can do. I wanted to know what would absolutely make sense for Oro Valley. Where are you seeing gaps? Where are you seeing holes? Like, I wanted it to be a true analysis.
Yeah.
And I wanted them to present a solution that said, hey, if you put in 4 more fields here, it could make you this much dollars with tournament play, and you could go after these,
Correct.
I wanted that concrete information, and maybe that will be forthcoming in their final report. I don't know. I'm waiting to see. But that's kind of what I was missing with that.
It was also funny that after all of that, right, some people were talking about people who stayed for 5 hours. I couldn't do it. It was just brutal. They said that literally I don't know if it was a snarky Maine guy or not, wasn't probably the best idea that they left Visit Tucson is kind of what after $154,000.
And he said that, and then he said, well, I'll step off my soapbox now. And I was like, oh, that one was rough. But yeah.
I think, again, that we have to say what we have to focus down to low-hanging fruit first. Right? And I know staff wants to create more staff in the end to have their big DMO. And I'm not interested in the big DMO unless we're talking about partnering with the town of Marana. I don't think that's I don't think it works. But what are those low-hanging fruit? So for my thing is we have to get control of our calendar. All right? And then what is the calendar? Make sure no one's stepping on each other by having events on the same weekend.
That happens so often. And I get, because I'm trying to help, I'll try to promote things for the police department. And then it's like, well, it's happening the same time that the town is doing that. I'm like, what?
So someone has to build the calendar.
Yeah.
And then there actually has to be, you're going to love it, an Oro Valley calendar committee that meets every quarter. Just go for coffee or beer and just make sure, looking ahead, that maybe if someone can shift to another weekend. So we're filling, you want to present that to your citizens and your regional people might be of interest in region, right? That every weekend or in that month, we got something going on, right? Because that's important.
Well, and one of the things that I really like that Crystal has been doing, the new destination marketing manager, is that her title?
I believe so.
With the town, is she's been like posting on Wednesday or Thursday, hey, these are things that are happening this weekend in Oro Valley. I love that. I love that. We should be doing
She needs help building the amount of people that
she
are
does,
following
absolutely.
that thing.
Well, maybe that could be a job for the Tourism Commission.
That's true.
We could, it's a submission. These are the events that the chamber is doing. These are the events that the town's doing. And I don't know.
Well, they should talk to people like David Samarano, who knows how to build following on social media. Yeah. We take cash. Now, the other part is that, so we talk about events. So what events are worthy of support and expansion? That's another big thing, right? And so when you look at, you have Rocking for Heroes as an obvious one, right? Mike and Bonnie have built it up to a thing, and then how do you take it to a next level, right? Or even if you can do it in Oro Valley. I don't know if there's a venue, we'll figure that out. Then I always say the firefighter barbecue.
Yep.
All right? They're firefighters. They don't know how to market anything. Okay? So what happens is in the morning, because I live near there, I'm walking the wolves through Naranja and I go, oh, that's this weekend.
Barbecue.
Because they're there from the night before.
Is it chili or is it barbecue?
Barbecue. So they're there from the night before. So I'm in there at 6 a.m. You can smell barbecue, right? So what I like the idea, so that's something where we should work with those guys and girls And what I would do is I would expand it to a statewide barbecue competition at Naranja Park, right?
Love that.
And then now here's where DeSimone gets tricky, okay? So all those firefighters that have to come from Glendale, Flagstaff, Yuma, whatever, guess what happens? They bring their families, and they got to get hotel rooms to participate in the firefighter barbecue competition.
That's how tourism works.
Yes. Get a rental house. We collect taxes on that too now on Airbnbs, right? And so we have to say to ourselves, how do we do that more? And that's to me, as we move through, of how do we find that? That's to me a couple of the low-hanging fruit of taking all that crap that was regurgitated by the Texas people and then take it down to four things.
And that's again, that's kind of what I was missing. Like, what are the things that we're doing already that could be an easy tweak that could make it really good?
Right. How do we help CDO Soccer Club do a soccer tournament that's all north of Ina?
Yep.
Let's do that.
How do we pull resources together?
Right.
Or Valley Marana County.
So, like I said, I always say this. I got 6 fields at Naranja. I got 2 at Riverfront. There's 8. Now, I don't like to do anything with Amphi schools because they're amazingly expensive and their fields are horrible, but that's a possibility. Then I got Arthur Pack, which Rex and Jennifer, you need to up the quality there, right? And then Marana Fields. Between that, you can do a soccer tournament.
You've got a tournament.
I don't need to go down to Keno, where there's nothing down there. Why would you subject our kids to go down to Keno?
Man, that's a long drive.
It's so ridiculous. I mean, we're playing in the Canyon del Oro Classic, and we're going down to the Hood to play in the CDO Classic. Joke. So, all right. Love talking to you. Love what you do. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
All right. That's Kristen Sharp, Oro Valley Chamber, oralvalleychamber.com.
Yep. Murrah.com.
I always screw up my comms and my orgs.
I do too.
So, all right.
Valid.
Have a good rest of your Tuesday. Thanks for the knowledge.
Thanks, Chris.
And I'll have David put this together into one
Perfect.
YouTube that we can share. You can share out to your members, and they can educate. Hopefully, we're educational, as they say.
Yeah, and if any of you have questions, please feel free to reach out. Kristen at oralvalleychamber.com.
Beautiful.
Great.
Thank you, dear.
Thanks.
All right. Ed and Tim are coming up. Desert Rose Tax. We're going to be talking politics, taxes, tariffs. It's going to get heavy. You're on the Live the Dream Media Network.